support for Tommy across Tel Aviv, New York, Austria, Australia, Brussels and Eric. Tommy has even been given asylum in Australia. My colleagues across the top that the UK, the bounty of free speech has become a totalitarian state. So that's clear that every arm of the British state has been out to get Tommy ever since he emerged from the Islamic town of Luton some years ago. Friends, all of them declared that Tommy is a political prisoner and called for his release. Well, it's clear that Tommy is treated with greater suspicion and greater presumption of guilt than any Islamic extremist or mass rapist could be. And where's the human rights industry? Because I tell you, it's an industry. Where is Amnesty International? Where's Human Rights Watch? Where's the UN? They're too busy defending the rights of criminals, migrant invaders and terrorists. The British establishment thought by banging up Tommy, they could keep a lid on the anger of the rape gangs of jihadi terror. The revolting leader of the working classes hasn't lost his voice. My friends, I'm going to shut up now because one of the greatest fighters for our freedom is about to take the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Netherlands is a free country today because, my friends, for every Tommy who is in prison, thousands will rise up. So take notice, Theresa May. Take notice, Dutch Prime Minister Rutte. Take notice, Mrs. Merkel. Notice, the future is ours and not yours. We will politically. My friends are the people. And every day, more people are joining our cause of freedom, and every day our members grow. And our demands are right. This we want. First and most important, free Tommy Robinson. But we also want you, our countries, back to us. Stop selling us out. Stop the mass immigration. Protect your own people. Stop gagging us. For the freedom of speech. My friends, long live Great Britain. Allow me, long live the Netherlands. Hey! Freedom. Hey! But most of all, long live Tommy Robinson. So much. Thank you. Thank you, Ginfelders. Wow. What a human being. Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! Tommy, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! Wow! What my purpose today was going to be was just introduce acts and then have a little chat in between. So, next up, ladies and gentlemen,
the next speaker is an extremely handsome, charismatic, well-educated, well-hung Casanova type with flowing locks of auburn hair, a chisel and a showbiz smile, with a certain je ne sais quoi. Oh, my apologies. I got the wrong speaker. Next up is the mouthy bullbug off the internet who sucks his thumb and loves his mum. And my mum is in the crowd somewhere, so please keep her safe. Right, I'll begin. Just wait for Geert to go. He deserves every bit of praise he gets. What a man! What a speech! Yes! Cheer him on! Thank you for coming all this way! What a haircut! Fancy stepping up to the plate after a man like that. With the spiel, the lip service, the hair. But I'm going to go for it anyway, because I'm here not for my political acumen. I'm here as Tommy's friend and say it how I see it. And that's all I've ever done, that's all I'm ever going to do. And I said it previously that I'm absolutely gutted, and I mean that. Tommy, for those that was at the Day for Freedom event, I come here and I was standing with Tommy, and now I've got to stand here for Tommy, and I'm choked. And I know that you are too, because you're loving to be here right now. Tommy, Tommy Robinson. Oh, Tommy, Tommy. Tommy, Tommy Robinson. You are much bigger. Now, I want to clear up a few misconceptions that I've been reading about Tommy on the internet. That's my purpose. And I want to give to you and them my reasons as to why Tommy should be freed. So bear with me. I've built up a good friendship with Tommy. And it disgruntles me when people use him as a scapegoat to justify gender. How people love Tommy now more than ever. The people are now listening. They're waking up to me. And going back to the misconceptions, okay? This is from a friend. Tommy is not a racist. None of you are racists. I can see all different colours in the crowd, even ginger people. And you ginger people have now got your own emoji. You're now equal. Tommy is a good man. Tommy is a man. He loves life, he loves people, and he loves to help people. Listen to all those loves. For those leftist wallies, the scruffy and... How dare they use the word hate when there's so much love wrapped around this man? The sacrifices that Tommy's made to send his message loud and proud and clear is immeasurable. And his message is this. If we don't wake up soon, too late to smell the coffee. We can smell it. The country at the moment is stinking of coffee. And more will follow. There is a swoop from the left to the right. And what's right is right. Now, I want to move on to Tommy's arrest. It was far too swift. And like I said, I'm going to say it as I see it. And I'm here because I love the geezer. He asked, how many people saw the live feed of Tommy's arrest? everybody, we're not stupid, and no matter what the mainstream media print, you can't erase what you saw and what you heard, okay? He asked if he could film away from the court on the pavement, and he was told yes. Did you hear? And I want to make it clear, I do not blame the police officers that arrested him. I do not blame the police officers. And my guess, listen, you can boo you like, and my guess is that they didn't want to arrest him, but they had no other option because they were told to. They were instructed to arrest him. And the police are also the first person and the first people that I would call, and I'm sure you were abducted and went missing. I just wish they were allowed to do more on the streets to prevent the current epidemic of gun and knife crime under that fucking mayor. And I'm not even going to say his name, but too many people are now dying in the capital of our city, and it is not. I'll tell you what we'll do, let's break it up. Whoa! Tommy Robinson! Whoa! Tommy Robinson! We never get bored of that song. Let me continue. Tommy's live feed that we all saw, that we've all agreed on, could have been stopped at any time. Yeah? It could have been stopped at any time. It was over an hour long before he presumably crossed the line. It could have been prevented, and he could have still been sat at home right now with his family. And like I said before, I feel the powers that be that pulled the strings wanted Tommy silenced because the truth. And I believe the strings gave the police but to arrest him on that day. So here's my gripe, and here's my plea, and probably the most important parts of my speech today. Now, I'm no judge. I'm the geezer off the internet that cracks the bad jokes. And I'm also no expert on law. But I am a compassionate human. But, you know, we're here today. On the 18th, a 31-year-old by the name of Michael Wells was spared a jail sentence for planning to impregnate a 14-year-old girl and abuse their own child together. Later, on the 25th of May, in the same country, under the same law, Tommy Robinson! Whoa! Tommy! Tommy Robinson should never have been jailed, period. And I got a bit more. Bear with me, mate. Yes, Tommy pushes the boundaries. He pushes them to keep us informed of the filth that goes on behind closed doors for our protection. And that's why we love him, because he pushes their boundaries. And God bless you all, the mainstream media at the front here. Got the balls to print the truth, have you? And be honest, you haven't. You report what you're told to report. Not you got a free Tommy t-shirt on, but you know what I'm saying. This is a biased media system in which we're living in, and it's unfair. It puts our children and our country in jeopardy and our lives. Not you, but people anybody. If the judge wanted to send a strong message on the day to Tommy for slightly overstepping the mark, he could have given him a hefty fine. He could have given him community service at the absolute worst. Tommy to jail for fighting for the forgotten people is absolutely outrageous. Guys and girls, my job is to try and keep today peaceful and pleasant so we don't give them ammunition to put reports in the newspaper tomorrow of how So I'm here to try and inject a little bit of love and a bit of truth. And if I can insult the mainstream media along the way, then I will! I just want to tell you, I've seen Tommy cry when he tells me about some of the stories that he chooses to cover. Traumatic stories. Okay, the man's got the heart of a lion. Yeah. The size of a lion, and I'm telling you that as a friend. And Tommy, anything deliberately to jeopardise a trial. What kind of nonsense is that to print? Shame on you. So here's my gripe and plea. Tommy would never, ever do anything intentionally to jeopardise anything, regardless of what the biased media say. Therefore, there was never, ever any intent. And on those grounds, I protest. They grant Tommy leave to appeal, overturn his conviction and send him home! Oh, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! Oh, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! Oh, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy does not belong in jail. Pure and simple. Tommy does not belong in jail. He belongs with us here today. I'd like to thank you all for inviting me to speak and accepting what I've got to say. It means a hell of a lot, and I appreciate it. And I'm going to pass you now over to our next speaker, who doesn't need much of an introduction. You all know him well. You all love him well. And he knocks it out of the ballpark every time. Mr. Raheem Kassam.
Thanks, everyone. You're forgetting the most important part of that chant. You're forgetting the "For London Mayor" at the end of it. Because we are going to do Khan and we... You know, I don't want today, so I'm not going to give a particular hate reading from speeches. I'd just like to be here to support all of you guys, to support Tommy Robinson, to put my fingers up at Theresa May and the political establishment. And let me tell you something, I just literally received a text message from Washington, D.C. Not Donald. That would be huge. The former White House chief strategist, Steve Bannon, has just texted me to say he wishes he could be with you all here today. A message for Tommy Robinson and wants to see Tommy Robinson freed. The only other thing I really want to say, because we've at the great speakers here today. The only other thing I want to say is look at what's going on in Italy. Look at what's going on in Poland. Look at what's going on in Hungary. The nations, the people of these nations are taking their countries back. Are we going to join them? Oh, Theresa May, we are going to join them. We are going to take our country back, ladies and gentlemen. The knuckle draggers are united. I saw a sign over there. It's the people versus the pedos. I want to send a message now. In Israel, in the United States, in France, all across the world. Thank you so much for your support, but keep going. Keep going, keep going. We do not need people in spirit, we need boots. For Sky News and the BBC today. Enoch Powell said in 1968, to see, not speak, would be the great. Are you going? Are you going? Are you going to betray your country? To betray Tommy? Ladies and gentlemen, we will not retreat. We will not back. No threat would stop us. This is the new movement for liberty in this country, and we will free Tommy Robinson. I'm sure we have some American friends in the crowd, on stage, and watching at home. You know, there was a man called Paul Revere. He rode through the night on his horse. British are coming, the British are coming. Well, let me tell you something. We're here today to say a similar thing. The British are coming back! And it is my great pleasure now, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce you to your next speaker, the leader of the For Britain Party. It's Anne-Marie Waters!
Wow, hello everyone. Well, I don't usually do written speeches. I usually know what I want to talk about and speak, but today I decided, a couple of days ago I was thinking about this, and I decided to jot down a few thoughts. And if you'll allow me, I will read those thoughts to you now. This is a message to everyone here, to Theresa May and her government, and to Antifa. I have a couple of things to say to you all. And to you, thank you once again. Once again, you are showing your commitment to freedom, to justice, and your opposition to the Islamic tyranny and supremacy that plagues our great country. Our leaders, our media, our police, all prioritize Islam in their decision making. So I want to ask, let's ask the British government a question. Or better yet, let's put an MP into Parliament to ask the British government a question. Questions that I would like to ask the British government, and I, in Parliament one day, and not too far away, will do so. I want to ask the British government these questions. Why is it so easy for our state to jail Tommy Robinson when it is so difficult to jail a group of men ferret without in a bedroom? Why is it so much easier to jail Tommy Robinson? Why is it so easy to jail a man for leaving bacon at a mosque but so difficult to jail jihadis who preach murder and death of the British people? Why is it so easy for judges to make rulings that allow known terrorists and jihadists to stay in our country? Why is the British government allowing ISIS fighters to return from Syria and threaten our safety? Why do we talk and investigate and get angry about an accidental fire in Grenfell, but are expected to immediately forget or not look back in anger about the deliberate, ideology-driven murder of British children? Why are Muslims allowed to cover their faces with a black sack while the rest of us are subject to strict security? Why are children being mutilated and forcefully raped while the law looks the other way? Forcefully married, child marriage while the way. Why? Why are animals shitty and terror and halal imposed upon all of us in a country that has legislated against unstunned slaughter? Why? Why is it so easy, Theresa May, to jail Tommy Robinson, but so anything at all about the monstrous crimes committed in the name of Islam all over this country every day? Why? Shall I answer the question for you? Because our government is facilitating the rapid Islamization of our society for their own aim. The globalist elites want our borders open. But the truth about the religion of peace is proving to be a fly in the ointment. Therefore, they must not only hide the truth, but persecute anyone who dares to speak it loudly. Tommy Robinson is one of the bravest people in this country. If not, he has faced endless persecution for speaking the truth. He has had his life placed in danger. He has had lies thrown at him from the press that put his life in danger, and lies that put all of our lives in danger, and lies that put our country in danger. Shame on the media. Sharia law demands that those who insult Islam should be killed. The Western media demands that those who insult Islam should have their reputation killed. The leftist Islamic alliance wants us to suffer. It wants us unemployed and destitute, and when people have been fired from their jobs for criticizing Islam, when people face arrest for criticizing Islam, we are living under Islamic supremacy. And I am here today to say no more. No more of it. We're tired of this now. I'm also going to say no to the state, to this current British state, which betrays its own children by praising the ideology that murdered them. To say no to a media that portrays us Democrats and freedom fighters as fascists and racists, and to say no to a police that prioritise offending Muslims over the rape of young British girls. Enough. Now, Tommy fights, and everyone you've seen here today fights, but most importantly of all, you are fighting. Get out there, take every avenue, every opportunity to resist this Islamic dominance of our society. Every opportunity. You can do this. Protest in the streets, expose the lies of the media, tell the truth. Use the internet, spread a message of truth and of freedom. And vote. And vote. Vote for those who stand their ground. Vote for those who are clear. We can have no ambiguity or hesitation. We can have no political correctment of we must know our fight and fight it. And we must say very clearly that we will not accept a life under the iron fist of Islam. And we will not accept a government that forces us to do it. We are the people of this country. And we're here to show the world, because the world is watching. We're here to show the world that we have had enough. We will no longer bow down to the imams and their demands. And we will stand together with Tommy and everyone here today who wants to be free and who wants to tell the truth. And whatever you do, whatever action you take in this fight, base it on one thing and one thing only: the truth. The truth belongs to you. And it can never, ever be defeated. It is stubborn, it will still be standing, and no matter how many names they call you, when they're finished, the truth will still be the truth, and there's nothing at all they can do about it. I want to finish with a quick message to the fascists themselves, anti-fascists. There is a campaign to silence me in Lewisham East. The cowardly Labour Party have decided to boycott the event we're having on Tuesday. They don't think they have to answer to the people. Well, Labour may not be there on Tuesday, but I will be there on Tuesday, no matter whether I am invited or not. I will be there on Tuesday, and I will be representing the freedom-loving, decent British majority. I will go there for you. Carry on, keep going, keep going. That's all we can say. It's the two most important words to say to you are keep going. Thank you all very much for coming out.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you making sure my mum is safe in the crowd? Thank you. Next speaker. She's a personal friend of Tommy's. They were brought together on traumatic terms. She's fighting for justice and looking for answers. I give to you Tracy Blackwell.
Thank you. Thank you. Just to say to the people behind me, how dare you call yourself British? Now, obviously, we're here about Tommy, so I would like to mention Tommy and how we met him. On the 18th of March 2018, we went to Speaker's Corner for the first time to tell anybody that was willing to listen to our story about our boys. There was only me, Nicola, Harry's mum, and Sue, Harry's nan. We stood in the freezing cold informing people of what had happened to our poor children and how their murders were being covered up. That home and did a video. That was the first of many. The next day, people were informing us that Tommy wanted our number. So I gave our number over and spoke to him. I thought to myself after speaking to him, was that really the Tommy Robinson that the papers and TV had branded a racist for years? Because that was not the person I spoke to on the phone. We arranged to meet and we met many times. We spent a lot of time with Tommy, even going out for dinner with him. We met him enough times to form our own opinion. And this is what we saw. Tommy is a man who loves his country, and quite rightly so. He is a man of integrity and passion. A man with courage, who put his life on the line, not just for the people on the right, as they call us, but for the people on the left, but they just don't know it yet. Tommy is a very compassionate man. Whilst interviewing us, he displayed his emotions and he spoke freely. There was no hidden agenda. Tommy was the first reporter, because that's what his job is now, to report on what we were saying, because no other media did that. They cut out parts. They did not want to show you. Tommy let us have our say. The first video he put out on our story was 2 days before he was arrested. This video did not have action in it, because the 6 days of our filming prior to Tommy going on was held to ransom by a particular Lucy Brown. So Tommy had to ride. So then he was arrested. Tommy put out his live feed and some wanted it right for us and right for our boys. He kept us informed all the way through. He is the only reporter that showed us and our children any respect and compassion, and he showed the truth. That is the Tommy we know. They made their biggest mistake, arresting Tommy, because they thought by taking Tommy and incarcerating him that they would be cutting the Achilles heel. That it would make us fear, that it would make us all stop. What they did not bank on, all of us being. And for other countries to be outraged. They ignited that fire themselves, and that fire is still burning. Courage is contagious when a woman takes a stand. The strongest thing we have isn't our fists, it's our words, because the establishment seem to fear them. Whatever happened to sticks and stones? Everyone wants freedom, but only a few are ready to ask for it. Now, some people may choose to look the other way, but they will never be able to say again that they did not know and we did not tell them. Victory is always possible if we refuse to stop fighting. No guts, no glory. Do not let labels silence you. Fear less and you will dominate more. Two reasons I challenge you outside and look into our faces. the faces of mothers whose children were murdered, and your entire establishment covered it up. How many are there just like us, Theresa May? Don't tell us you are sorry. You won't do not. Well, let me tell you, you may think you have sold us out, but we are not for sale. And you are not fit for purpose. And make no mistake, we shall defend our families. We shall defend the weak. We shall defend our freedom. We shall defend freedom of speech. We shall defend Tommy Robinson. And we shall defend our country. The ordinary people live by a code, and that is loyalty, honour, and a love for our country and love for our people that no one can take from us. Ex-army Timothy Scott and his army colleagues who went and fought against ISIS, only to return to the UK, to then be accused by our own establishment of terrorism. Shame on you! Yet, Sadiq Khan allowed 200 terrorists who fought with ISIS against our own troops back into our country. Shouldn't he be brought up on terror-related and treason charges? Because if that is not treason, I do not know what is. The establishment have allowed a virus into our country, and they are allowing that virus to try and take over. So to the virus that is spreading out across, you are not going to get it because it's not yours. We will not submit. We will not bow down. Never falling, but all out each. The duty of a true patriot is to protect its and people from a treasonous government. Poor Theresa May, you did not bank on grieving families with the Dunkirk spirit, did you? What you forgot is injured lions will still want to roar. We three families of Josh, Harry and George are now classed as enemies of the state for speaking out against them. They can try and silence us, but we will never be silenced. So to everybody in the establishment, we are coming for everything that you have denied our children and many before them, and that is justice. I would just like to thank everybody that has been helping us along our journey. Tommy and his team, the FLA, the DFLA, and thank you to all our own team members that work alongside us. Special thanks to Marion Rogers, another brave and courageous lady, and another new team member, James Goddard, a brave and passionate patriotic man. And thank you to you, the people who support us in our fight for Josh, Harry and George, the fight that we will all win. took our children, but we're fighting for yours in this one here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
I'd say good afternoon to the unwashed anti-British scum over there, but they ain't really worth being polite to. My name is James God. Some of you will know me, some of you won't. I'm going to repeat what I said in Manchester. I am here today to stand with each and every one of you to tell the police over there, to tell Theresa May, Sadiq Khan, the establishment that enough is enough. Looking around this crowd today, I see patriotic people. I see flags from all walks of society. The establishment in there are absolutely terrified of what we have. Why do they tell us? Why do they tell us we can be angry about Grenfell, but not Manchester, not London Bridge, not Westminster, because it doesn't fit their narrative? The elite that run this country, especially those satanic paedophiles in there, are going to bring us to our knees. Are we going to let this happen? The word, and I'm sorry for repeating myself, but the word Islamophobia is used to stifle debate, but a phobia is an irrational fear of something. It's not irrational to fear a political ideology that advocates for your death. So now, I'm appealing directly to the Muslim, to the black, to the Hindu, to the Sikh community. Please stop believing the propaganda that those idiots over there tell you. You are not victims, you are equal to us, and we need you on our side to bring these people down. And I'm going to say it again, I don't care if I'm repeating myself, but to the Muslim Council of Great Britain, you want to say you want peace? Take the 109 violent verses out of the Quran and remove them. You cry Islamophobia every time somebody questions your belief system. Yet anti-Semitism is rife within your communities. What's wrong with you? Now, before I finish, and I always mention these three boys because they are the reason that I'm standing here in front of all of you. Josh, George and Harry, they were murdered by terrorists on the streets of our capital and they're covering it up. Shame, shame, shame on you. 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 So this is a message. This is a message to the establishment. This is a message to the left. We're coming for you. We aren't tolerating this anymore. You ain't raping our kids. You ain't murdering us. And I look around this crowd today and we are on the verge of greatness. Look at it. Patriotic, hard-working British people that want control of their country. And I'm going to finish with one last thing. Oh, Tommy, Tommy! Like the page, fighting for justice, share it. We're going on tour next week, London to Edinburgh, Edinburgh to Glasgow, Glasgow to Newcastle. We will never be silenced. They ain't going to keep doing this because we are awake. Thank you.
Wow. That speech would have knocked Mohammed's flip-flops off his feet. Carlsberg done speeches. That's how you do it. Now, I don't need two mics. You know that, and I know that. Can someone take this mic for me, please? Crikey. This is what I love about you lot, because I'm here supporting you, thanking you for letting me come here. Take your attention off them for a minute. I've got a lovely, lovely little thing to tell you. Folks, can I have your attention? Thank you all for coming. Now let me tell you, we was in the vehicle coming up here getting messages and phone calls, as I'm sure you all were. There was tannoys on the underground saying this demonstration was cancelled. Yeah, doesn't look that cancelled to me. The Mirror. Any reports from the Mirror here? Because I'm going to tell you a new asshole. Reported that the demonstration was cancelled. What a lot of cobblers that is. So, they're having a sing-song. I've got something much better than that. You guys, come on, come around, there's more. There's more. Now, I was here to introduce speakers, and that's what I'm going to do. And this is the final one of the day. And I am absolutely thrilled to pieces to introduce this man to you. And you all know him. And I love him. And I fucking love you. Oh, Kevin Carroll. Kevin Carroll. Oh, Kevin Carroll. Kevin Carroll.
Oh yeah! Whoa, Tommy! Whoa, Tommy Robertson! Right, it's great to be here, folks. And I tell you, I'm so humbled. It was a bit dodgy. I didn't make it. I get lost putting the washing out. But I'm not coming here to talk about the left or the right. I'm not coming to talk about Christian or Muslim. I'm here today on behalf of my cousin, Tommy Robinson, Stephen Lennon, and the total criminal injustice that was carried out against him. And against you, because if they can do this to him, they can do it to all of us. Just for having an opinion. Therein lies the crime. This is Stasi Eastern Bloc type of attitude, right? This is the way they behaved behind the Berlin Wall before it was struck down. Incidentally, called Lutz Buckman, who started Pegida. He's a dear friend of ours. I've just got to put a quick shout out to him because he would be here supporting Tommy, but he's had a bereavement. They lost his father-in-law, and he sends all his best wishes and his love. Now, the rhetoric and the media, and everybody knows with a half an ounce of common sense that our media and the world's media is corrupt. I don't believe there is a newspaper editor from the MSN that can lie straight in bed because they're that bent and corrupt. Now, everybody's wise to them. Who buys newspapers? Give me a break. Hey, no one, not anymore, because we've lost faith in our media. And one of the greatest, if not the greatest threat to a democracy is a corrupt media, because they're trying to control what you and I are fed. But luckily enough, the British public, a bit too cute for that. You and I, we're wise to it. Now, if you knew Tommy, like I knew Tommy, I am telling you, your faith in Tommy Robinson is not misplaced. Because I've never met, I'm blessed that he's my cousin. because I've never met a more courageous, brave man in all my life. Hey, Tommy Robinson. No, that is the gospel truth. And he's the most humble and absolute humility he shows. His feet are on the ground and he absolutely believes in what he's doing. He loves his country, he loves his people, he loves his family. This man has got the three most beautiful children, a loving wife, a loving family. He could be sitting at home, weekends, chilling, relaxing, going on holidays, enjoying himself, his family life, no stress. But he chooses to speak up and stand up on our behalf. And for that, he is constantly persecuted. That's right, free Tommy Robinson. I hope you're listening, Miss May, and the rest of you 650 cowards in Westminster. I've said it before, I'm sure there's some sort of surgical procedure that our politicians, before they're allowed to enter Westminster, and I think it's having their spine removed and replaced with a jellyfish. Now, he would be cringing now at me saying this, I've got to tell you. But it's the truth. For me, what they're doing, the constant persecution, let them carry on. The more he stands up, and the more we will defend him. He has become such an iconic figure because he's, no matter what they throw in, threats to kill, threats to cut his children's heads off, threatens to murder his wife, his family, he still sticks two fingers up to them. And not until you walk in that man's shoes would you understand the level of intimidation. That is incredible bravery. And he shrugs it off. Honest to God, he just shrugs it off. Now, like I say, he could be sitting back. It's almost like, I don't know what this government's trying to do, but for me, he's become like some sort of Robin Hood figure. Because the Sheriff of Nottingham and all her cronies in Westminster are constantly trying to persecute him, and us, for having a different opinion to them. Now, all the people against Tommy, they have no idea what he's like. And I can assure you, he is a loving father. His children absolutely dote on him, and he dotes on them. And what I've said to him before, Tom, how do you feel about, you know, what does it not get to you sometimes? He says, yeah, Kev, same as you. And people have said to him before, you've got 3 kids, you've got a wife, people are threatening to kill them. Why'd you do it? And he says to every single time, it's the same answer. I do it exactly because that's what they are doing. I keep doing it because I love my children. I love my children and I want to protect their future. If there is to be a fight, let it be now. I'll do the fighting. I don't want them fighting. And this is how his mind works. Back to the media and the fact that they keep constantly slandering about the far right. Oh, he's about as far right as Mrs. Doubtfire. What kind of far right lunatic gets involved with a children's cancer charity and has since sent many families with sick children on holidays to Florida, to Disneyland? I've watched that man transfer money over to these children when it fell short to send his family, and he didn't even think about it, he stumped out, bang, there you go, didn't say a word. He'd be cringing now, I've just said that. But in being involved with a kids' cancer charity, how many far-right fascist Nazis do you know do that? Give me a break. There's none. Now, the Amelia May Foundation, which is the charity that we're involved in, we recently done a type of DIY SOS. A young 5-year-old girl with cancer, a little sister of 6, the mum and dad, they were homeless, they got put into a house, and you wouldn't let your dog sleep in this house. Well, I love dogs, I wouldn't let my dog sleep. But you would not let, it was like a squat. Now, the Amelia May Foundation, run by Angie Davis, a wonderful woman, John Murray, and Stuart Davis, Stuart Davis and Angie Davis were the parents of Amelia May. And when they lost their 2-year-old daughter, God bless her, it was absolutely tragic, they decided to start this foundation, along with their uncle, John Murray. And it has blossomed into a fantastic thing. And myself and Tommy have been heavily involved in it. And so has other people like Paula, God bless you. Lots of people involved, Wobby, Mark, lots of people. They know who they are. They give up their time. It took 5 days to do this house. Now, Tommy was supposed to be there, but he was bringing his son. So he's going to show his son the right way. This is a good thing to do, son. That's the kind of father he is. That's not the actions of a far-right fascist. Trying to show his son, this is what good people do, son. They sacrifice their time and help sick people, help people less fortunate than themselves. And that's all I've ever seen Tommy do. Now, just while I'm touching on that, there was in this house, we worked on it, and Tommy, but we got this guy who was going to build this bespoke princess bed. Can I have my phone? Thank you, brother. Now, we got this. Let me just find this guy for you. Now, what this guy did, I'm gonna call him out here in front of all of you, because this guy is just unbelievable. Now, he was supposed to make this bed for the little sick 5-year-old girl, and he took the money for it, the £600, and his name is Stevie Gilligan. He took the money and then reneged on the bed. So the charity were on the Saturday, we're pulling her hair out, running around like lunatics, thinking, where's the bed? The little 5-year-old beautiful girl, just finished the course of her treatment, was coming home. We were at panic stations. I got hold of this guy on the phone, said, what's the deal? Bruv, help me out here. I've got a sick kid coming home, need the bed. Where is it? Oh, I'm away, he says. He says to me, can the girl not sleep on the floor until Thursday when I get back? I said, listen, mate, no. You need to get the bed in quick. So anyway, top and bottom of it, long and short, we ended up going out and buying another bed. Another £700–800. So then he says to us, I said to him, I want the money refunded into the charity, you scumbag. Now, I don't care about you, your sad story. We're not going to let you rob sick kids dying with cancer or terminally ill with cancer or just got cancer, whatever. He promised to have it in there, but it hasn't gone in there. And I said to him, if you don't put it in there, on Saturday, I'm going to make a specific point. I didn't want to do this because this isn't a nice thing to do, and it's not in me. And believe it or not, I haven't got any hate in me, not for anyone. So, but when you start robbing kids' cancers, then we find out he's been on Judge Rinder. I'm just making this point for Tommy, on Tommy's behalf, that this is what he does. He goes to kids' charities, he tells them he's going to make a bed, and then he robs them. Just takes the money. So, you, sir, are a scoundrel and a scumbag, and I'm calling you out here today. And one thing's for sure, you start robbing sick children, there'll be no redemption for you, my man. When you get to the pearly gates, you'll be getting a toe punt. I'm sure of it. Right, so back to Tommy, God bless him. Now, the constant persecution. I've rode shotgun with this man, if you like to say. For 15 years, we started this thing together, and we've stuck by each other. And I've never, ever felt so bonded to him. I know he's my cousin, but he's also my best friend. And I don't need my thumb for best friends. So he's absolutely loyal. Be loyal to me and I'd be loyal to him. And it hasn't been asked for. Don't get me wrong, there's been times when I'm sure he's wanted to strangle me. There's cross each other and rub each other up the wrong way. But he is the most loyal, decent man I've ever met. And touching on that, there we have it. He's a genuinely lovely man and incredibly brave. And I think, truth be known, I don't think they'll ever of Theresa May or Gordon Brown or Tony Blair, but I reckon one day, I hope, I've got my fingers crossed, I hope and pray that just up the road here, there's a big bronze statue somewhere near Churchill of Tommy Robinson, Stephen Lennon. What a wonderful human being, what an incredibly, and he loves you all, I can assure you. Now, I just want to touch base, I won't bore you much longer. I've had to write this down because a couple of facts that have to be said about his court case and his arrest. Right, so have you read this put out in the papers? The judge stated that Tommy reading the names of the defendants was contempt of court and risked the trial collapsing. Tommy read those names in the live stream from a BBC article which was already out in the public domain. The list of defendants is publicly available on the court bloody website. If you search Google for that particular case, you will find pictures and details of the suspects already printed by nearly every national UK newspaper. So what did Tommy do exactly that nearly every other reporter did? Right, so every single other case across the thing in the public reported on, you will never, ever hear a judge stating that by the newspapers reporting on it, that they are in some way prejudicing the case. And I'll give you an example. Look at the pictures and the footage of Max Clifford and Rolf Harris fighting their way through hundreds of reporters going into the court on their sex charges. None of those reporters were arrested, and there were no judges commenting on the press that the case will collapse. This just highlights Tommy's absolute sham conviction. And I'll tell you something else. Harsh but fair. So don't be fooled by the corrupt ruling elite, and instead ask yourself, why are these gang rape cases are shrouded in secrecy when no other cases across the UK are? The answer is simple. The establishment do not want the public to know the full extent and horror going on across this country, facilitated by that very same establishment for decades, due to the fear of being called racist. Pathetic. Allowing children to be raped and pimped and drugged through fear of being called a racist. Tommy is exposing areas that the state would rather were swept under the carpet, and for that they are trying to have him silenced or preferably murdered in prison by Islamic gangs. Have you ever heard of another case where someone was arrested, tried, sentenced and transferred to a prison all within the space of 180 minutes? No, because it has never happened before. 3 hours. 400 miles away from his home and his family. 13 months. To top it all off, they then tried to cover up and impose state censorship reporting restrictions so that no one would know what they had done. How sinister is that? This just made the story global, with thousands protesting over the weekend. They were left with no other option but to lift the restriction, as it had caused international global outrage. This entire thing is a state cover-up and the persecution of the man who is highlighting the uncomfortable truths that the establishment do not want spoken of. The Free Tommy movement, because that's what it is, it's a Free Tommy movement. Every single day. Look at the tens of thousands of you here today to show that enough is enough. And we will not let this corrupt government bully us into silence any longer. We will test each month until and grow to become unstoppable. We will become in even bigger numbers next month. July the 14th. Put that day in your diary. And if you're on holiday, cancel. So spread the word and let's shut down London. Execution of Tommy Robinson. Free Tommy Robinson. Going to bow out. And I would just love to say a personal note. Down here. No. Yeah, but he doesn't want to mention. So, I just want to put a few thank yous in, because I tell you what, on another note, I'm incredibly humbled and I'm privileged to be standing here, and you know, I love you all, and that's 100% fact. You're wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human beings, and I think you're incredibly brave, because just to come out here and stand where you're standing, that's courage, and I love you for it, and I know Tommy will love you for it. And he's sitting and languishing in a prison cell for speaking up and defending our freedom of speech, our civil liberties. And I know we love you for it, so God bless you. I just want to put a few thank yous out, because I've got to do it. The went in to organising this today was phenomenal. I swear to God, unbelievable. The people involved, Danny Tomo, absolute legend. He took it upon himself, and before we even got into gear, he had 3/4 of this demonstration organised already. I felt like I was hijacked in the sleep. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable, Danny. God bless you. He's an absolute legend. Unbelievable. Now, that is unbelievable in itself. This man, he's got a 3-year-old daughter, Lucia Rose. Do I get that right? She's 3 years old, and she's going into hospital this month for open heart surgery. So he's had this on his plate, in his mind, and yet he's organised the vast majority of this. So I think massive round of applause for this man. Incredible respect to you. God bless you, Dan. Everybody else, everyone knows the Ipsos. Wonderful, beautiful man. If ever there was a man, there should have his own TV show. He's standing right over there. I'll take him over. I've only had a Muppet, so you have to watch on the telly. We've got Big Archie. All of us, unbelievable. Put it all together with Safa. Mr. Safa here. We've got the wonderful, gorgeous Helga. This is Tommy's PA, has been since the day we started. Our most trusted confidant and colleague. Well done, Hel. Hey, you can have a kiss later. So thanks to all the security, all
the stewards. Am I missing anybody out? Tell me, because I've been gutted. First aiders, where are you? Put your hands up. First aiders, we can't do it alone. Fair play, sir. Much respect. I'll do a fella. Oh, we got old Bill. We've got Bill Weir, you can't see him, but he's in the back here. Hello, Bill. God bless you. But the people I want to thank the most are you, the British public, for being stalwart and being steadfast in your support and your convictions. And I love you for being proud of being British. God bless Israel. I'll see you guys. God bless you. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, and Tommy Robinson. Wonderful people. God bless you all.
Can we have all the speakers on the stage, please? You're not getting away that lightly. Keep it going, come on! This is the finale! Yes! Oh, Tommy Robinson! Oh, Tommy Robinson! Is there any more speakers out the back? Where's Gerald? Gerald Bannon! Where is Mr. Bannon? Gerald! Gerald, you're missing your moment! Come on the stage! Gerald's coming! Not like that. Come on, Gerald, let's do it!
Come on, Gerald, get your stage on.
Come on, Gerald! We can do it, man, we can do it! Now, before I pass the mic back to Kev, I've got Rushton sung in the beat in. As Kevin said, thank you for coming and being here today and coming out of your way and to do it from the heart and the peace of your soul. I love you all to pieces and I sincerely mean that. God bless you all. Over to Kev for the finale. Thank you, London. Yes! Steve. You take the mic. You was giving your speech. What was his speech like, ladies and gentlemen? Wow. Unbelievable. Trigger it off, brother.
God save our gracious Queen. Long live our noble Queen. God save our Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save our Queen.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. Just one more quick one. Now, some of the police hierarchy, not the boys and girls on the ground here, absolutely wonderful human beings, just grafting and working, earning a living, paying the bills, paying the mortgage, raising their kids. We couldn't go to sleep at night and tuck our kids in if it wasn't for the police, alright? So no matter what, I want to see and hear all this rubbish talk about the police. They have to carry out orders from above themselves. Every police officer, when he meet me and Tommy, they shake his hand. They say, well done, son, good luck. Right? So, let's have a big round of applause for the bobbies on the beat here that are standing there cooking and toasting in all that copper. Come on, lift it up a little bit. They're not the enemy. They're not the enemy. Let's remember that. It's the politicians and the political police, not the boys and girls on the ground. I've had nothing but, even though I've been arrested more times than you can shake a stick at. They've always been good as. Right. So God bless the life.
Dragging on. Get home safely, over and out!
Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson. Everyone get home safe. Thank you so much for coming out. Take care.
Are you going to stay here for a minute? You just keep a hold of that bag, see if it gets some interviews. Hey, can I grab some interviews through there, buddy?
Jay!
Just in there. Shaz, can we give you a chat with you, hon? Oh, wait, let me just get your beautiful face in. I'm a bit widescreen there. There you go, wait now, there you go, wait now. Let me just try, there you are, you're in. How do you think that went? Didn't it? Another great speech by you, as usual. So what do you think is going to happen now? I mean, it's only going to get bigger, these sort of demonstrations now. Yeah, they're going to have to build big jails, aren't they? Yeah. And the murder as well. Are you busy?
Yeah, what questions are you going to ask?
I know, just something simple. Guerilla TV channel. Yeah, so I was up with Tommy at the Count Dankula thing. That was the first time I met Tommy the other week there, up at Count Dankula in Scotland. And so he was on Guerilla TV with me. So I was trying to get Tommy. I was held in Dubai for 2 years, allowed to starve on the streets. After being allowed to starve on the streets. It's in the papers, it's on Google. My name's David Ballantyne. Right, so my name's David Ballantyne. So I was held for 2 years, allowed to starve on the streets for 2 years after being attacked by a taxi driver in Dubai. And I was hoping Tommy was going to do an interview with me on the back of this, because nobody's ever spoke to me in the press. I'd like to do the interview with Tommy about what had happened to me in Dubai. I was attacked. The taxi driver admitted to attacking me, although I drank some alcohol. I was held for 2 years without a legal ability to work or leave the country. My dad died. I wasn't able to come home from my dad's funeral. So I was hoping I was going to get to chat to Tommy on the back of this, about this.
This is what I'd say do. Patience is a virtue.
Yeah, well, obviously, I'm going to have to patience. He's in the jail.
You will have to wait to bide your time.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of people with similar stories like you.
Yeah.
Only Tommy can help.
Yeah.
Because he's that way inclined.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
And the majority of people don't care unless it affects them.
That's right.
As you well know, Tommy, he doesn't care.
Oh, he does.
It affects.
That's why he was up in the Count Dankula protest, or the trials.
I would say be patient, hold fire, sit back, the whole country's waiting for it, and when it comes out, I'm sure it's going to speak.
And do you think that's going to be sooner rather than later? So thanks, buddy. Thanks. Thanks.
On the phone to us.
Oh, Roger. How are you, bud? How are you?
Can I go out, buddy? Can I'll go out that way.
Well, we know that the government tried to improve.
So you didn't get right? Right, boss, I'll skip out again. I think that's me done my thing, mate. Thanks, boss. I might come back. Thank you, buddy. How we doing, guys? You alright? It's a girl. Do you want to have a wee chat? Do you want to chat? It's live on live, guys, so you know. Is that okay? Right, okay. What's your name? Hazel. My name's David. Nice to meet you. This is the Guerilla TV channel, so you're going out live on it. So what? Guerilla, as in the big kitty. It's Guerilla, just so you know. So what do you think? What do you think of the actual sentencing? Yeah. Do you not think it's a complete breach of jurisprudence? That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, totally. That's right. Yeah. It's disgusting, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. Yeah. I think it's only going to grow as well. No, that's fantastic. Yeah, thank you very much. That was great. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks. It's your boy. All good. You alright? Did you enjoy that? I did. I thought you might. No, not at all. What's this? It's us.
I never got arrested.
Yeah.
I never got arrested.